What if I told you that you could make any woman feel deeply attracted to you without even laying a finger on her? Yep, I'm talking about creating that irresistible pull without the typical touchy-feely approach. And no, this isn't some magical trick. It's a real psychological chemistry that every guy can master. So stick with me, because I'm about to break down the secrets to turning her on without even touching her. Principle 1. Make her mind. Imagine what your hands don't do. The human body reacts to what the mind imagines. This is not theory, it's science. When someone vividly pictures something, their brain activates the same areas as if they were actually experiencing it. By imagining physical contact, the body responds almost as if it were real. Heart rate, breathing, and temperature all change. That's why you don't need to touch a woman to create desire. You just need her to imagine it. The key lies in verbal and visual suggestion. Instead of being explicit, "I want to touch you," be subtle. "If you knew what I'm thinking right now." The difference is that the latter awakens curiosity, allowing her own mind to fill in the blanks. Her imagination becomes part of her desire. The true art of seduction is to suggest without saying, to provoke questions that only physical contact could answer. That unanswered tension becomes attraction. But the way you deliver your words is equally important. Speak slowly, lower your voice, and pause often. Pauses create anticipation. They give her imagination space to work. Rapid, nervous talk kills tension, while controlled pacing makes it grow. For example, saying slowly, "I've been thinking about you all day, wondering what it would be like to have you closer right now," multiplies the effect because each silence allows desire to build. Finally, distance can intensify desire. Many men think getting physically closer is the key, but space, when used well, creates longing. Keeping a little physical distance while fostering emotional closeness builds irresistible tension. In short, the first principle teaches that seduction begins in the mind. It's about awakening imagination, using words like invisible touches, and turning distance into a canvas for desire. Principle 2. The power of emotional mystery. The second principle is about understanding that attraction thrives on curiosity, not certainty. Show, don't tell. Suggest, don't explain. Most men make the fatal mistake of revealing everything about themselves too quickly. They think that being completely open and transparent will create connection and intimacy. And while vulnerability has its place, mystery is far more seductive. When you reveal everything about yourself immediately, you eliminate one of the most powerful forces in attraction: curiosity. Curiosity is what keeps her thinking about you when you're not there. Curiosity is what makes her want to see you again. Curiosity is what makes her imagination work overtime trying to figure you out. Don't reveal everything about yourself. Leave spaces for curiosity. This doesn't mean being fake or playing games. It means being selectively transparent. Let me give you another example of how to use mystery in conversation. Instead of saying, "I really like your perfume," what is it? Say something like, "That scent." There's something about it that stays in the mind. You see what happened there? You didn't just compliment her perfume. You created an atmospheric moment. You suggested that she's already in your mind, that her scent is lingering in your thoughts. That's far more seductive than a straightforward compliment. Here's another example. She mentions she likes a certain type of music. Instead of, "Oh, I love that too. I went to a concert last year," say, "Music like that. It reminds me of a night I'm not supposed to talk about." Now you've created intrigue. What night? Why can't you talk about it? Her imagination starts creating scenarios. The key to this principle is understanding that you're not being secretive for the sake of being difficult. Principle 3, the gaze that touches without touching. The third principle is about mastering one of the most powerful tools you have in seduction, your eyes. Prolonged but warm gazes generate more dopamine than quick physical contact. Let me explain the neuroscience behind this. When two people make sustained eye contact, their brains release oxytocin and dopamine. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. Dopamine is the pleasure and reward neurotransmitter. This means that the right kind of eye contact literally creates a chemical connection between you and her. But most men get eye contact completely wrong. They either avoid it out of nervousness or they stare in a way that feels aggressive or uncomfortable. The key is what I call emotional eye contact. This is a specific technique that creates arousal through visual intimacy. Here's how it works. You look at her eyes, then slowly drop your gaze to her lips, then return to her eyes. But you do this with slowness and serenity, not with obvious hunger or awkwardness. This is a dance of silences. The tension is in the rhythm, not in the gesture. When you look into her eyes, you're creating connection and intimacy. When you glance at her lips, you're subtly suggesting the possibility of a kiss without saying a word. When you return to her eyes, you're showing that you're in control, that you're choosing when and where to look. This triangular eye movement, eyes to lips to eyes, is one of the most powerful non-verbal seduction techniques that exists. But the key is doing it slowly. If you do it too quickly, it just looks like your eyes are darting around nervously. If you do it deliberately slowly, it becomes incredibly sensual. Let me break down the exact timing. When you're looking into her eyes, hold that gaze for about 3 to 4 seconds. Then slowly, and I mean slowly, drop your eyes to her lips. Hold there for about 1 to 2 seconds. Then slowly raise your eyes back to hers and hold for another 3 to 4 seconds. The entire cycle should take about 8 to 10 seconds. That might feel like a long time, but that's exactly the point. The slowness creates the tension. Now, your facial expression during this is crucial. You're not staring intensely like you're trying to intimidate her. You're not smiling broadly like you're excited. You have a subtle, almost imperceptible smile. Your expression says, "I see you, I'm interested, and I'm completely comfortable with this tension." This is confidence without aggression. This is interest without desperation. I recommend practicing this in the mirror until you can sustain eye contact without rigidity or awkwardness. Yes, I'm serious. Practice in the mirror. Look at yourself and practice holding your own gaze with that same calm, confident energy you want to project with women. This might feel strange at first, but it's incredibly valuable. If you can't comfortably hold your own gaze, you definitely can't comfortably hold hers. Practice the triangular pattern. Eyes, lips, eyes. Do it slowly. Notice if your face tenses up. Learn to relax your facial muscles while maintaining intensity in your eyes. Now, here's an advanced technique. When you're in conversation with her and she's talking, use what I call the savoring gaze. This is when you look at her not like you're waiting for your turn to talk, but like you're absorbing every word, every expression, every subtle movement she makes. Your eyes are saying, "I'm completely present with you right now. Nothing else exists but this moment." Women can feel the difference between a man who's looking at her while thinking about what he's going to say next versus a man who's fully immersed in her presence. The latter is incredibly seductive because it's so rare. Most people are terrible listeners. Most men are just waiting for their turn to talk, to impress, to perform. But the man who can truly see her, truly listen to her, with that calm, intense presence, that man becomes unforgettable. Your eyes can communicate desire, appreciation, mystery, confidence, all without a single word. Master this, and you have a superpower that most men will never possess. Principle 4, the art of silence and the paced voice. The fourth principle is about understanding that sometimes desire is born from what isn't said. We live in a world of constant noise, constant communication, constant filling of every silence with words or sounds. And in that world, a man who is comfortable with silence stands out dramatically. Use pauses when you speak. Silence generates expectation. When you pause in the middle of a thought, her brain automatically tries to complete it. She leans in, mentally and sometimes even physically, waiting for what comes next. That anticipation is arousing. Think about music. The most powerful moments in a song are often not the notes themselves, but the silence between the notes, the pause before the drop, the breath before the crescendo. Your conversation should have the same dynamic quality. Instead of, "I was thinking about you today and wondering if you wanted to grab dinner sometime this week." Try, "I was thinking about you today." Pause, wondering, pause, "if you're free this week." Those pauses transform a simple question into something that carries weight, intention, possibility. Now let's talk about your voice itself. Your voice should be low, paced, without forcing it. This shows control. A high-pitched, fast-paced voice communicates nervousness and lack of control. It sounds like you're excited, unsure, trying too hard. A low, deliberately paced voice communicates confidence and dominance. It sounds like you're completely comfortable, like you have all the time in the world, like you're not trying to convince her of anything. This is what I call quiet dominance, the security that doesn't seek approval. Quiet dominance is not about being loud, aggressive, or controlling. It's about being so secure in yourself that you don't need external validation. You speak slowly because you're not anxious about whether she'll stay interested. You're comfortable with silence because you're not desperate to fill every moment with performance. Women are incredibly attracted to this quality because it's so rare. Most men are performing constantly, trying to prove their worth, seeking approval through humor or stories or achievements. They're exhausting to be around because their need for validation is palpable. But the man with quiet dominance is refreshing. He's calm, he's present, he's not trying to impress you. He simply is impressive by nature of his self-assurance. Here's a practical example. She's telling you a story. Most men will interrupt with their own story, or immediately respond with advice, or fill the silence the moment she stops talking. But you let the silence sit for a moment after she finishes. You look at her, really look at her, like you're digesting what she said. Then slowly, you respond. That pause communicates several things simultaneously: that you actually listened, that you're thoughtful, that you're not in a rush, that you're comfortable with the weight of the moment. When you speak deliberately. Not slowly like you're struggling to find words, but deliberately like every word is chosen intentionally. Lower your pitch slightly from your normal speaking voice, not so low that it sounds forced or artificial, just a bit deeper than your casual tone. This registers subconsciously as more masculine, more authoritative, more sensual. And here's something crucial. Match your vocal pace to intimate contexts. Think about it. When people are in intimate moments, physically intimate moments, do they speak quickly and loudly? Number. They speak softly, slowly, with pauses. Your vocal patterns should mirror the energy of intimacy, even when you're not yet physically intimate. When you speak to her like you're already in an intimate space with her, her brain starts associating you with that energy. You're priming her nervous system for intimacy through the way you communicate. Practice this. Record yourself speaking and listen back. Are you rushing? Are you filling every silence? Is your pitch high and energetic? If so, you're communicating the opposite of seductive confidence. Slow down, lower your pitch, embrace the pauses, let your words carry weight. And when she's speaking, give her the gift of your full attention. Don't interrupt. Don't think about your response. Just be fully present with her words, her energy, her presence. Look at her like you're savoring every moment of her expression, not staring blankly, but actively engaged with that slight intensity that says, right now, you have my complete attention, and that's a rare gift I don't give easily. This combination of strategic silence, deliberate vocal pacing, and complete presence creates an atmosphere of intensity and intimacy that most women have never experienced. You become the man who made her feel truly seen, truly heard, truly appreciated at a level she didn't know was possible. And that feeling? That's what she'll be thinking about long after you've left. Principle 5. Create a sensory universe. Around her arousal is not only mental or emotional, it's sensory. You can awaken a woman's senses without touching her. True seduction means activating all 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch to create a fully immersive experience. Scent is one of the most powerful triggers since it connects directly to memory and emotion. A consistent, distinctive, subtle fragrance becomes your emotional signature. Whenever she smells it again, her mind recalls you and how she felt with you. Environment also shapes emotion. The places you meet define how she perceives you. Chaotic, noisy settings create distance, while warm, intimate, intentional ones build closeness. If she comes to your space, pay attention to details: soft lighting or candles, calm music, comfortable textures, cozy temperature. Everything communicates something, even in silence. Your presentation matters too. The texture of your clothing, soft cotton, fine leather, cashmere, suggests touch before it happens. Her eyes already imagine how you'd feel to the touch. Use sensory language instead of abstract phrases. Don't just say, "You look beautiful." Say, "The way the light hits your face right now is hypnotic." Choose words that evoke sensations: warm, soft, electric, magnetic, intense. These words activate her imagination and trigger physical responses. Another powerful technique is describing the present as if it were a memory. "I'm going to remember this. The way you laughed just now. That pause before you answered." It tells her this moment is meaningful, creating emotional depth and connection. You can also create sensory anticipation for future experiences. Next time, I want to take you somewhere quiet enough to hear every breath, every look. This makes her imagine the feelings before they happen.
The essence of this principle is intentionality. Every detail, your scent, your environment, your words, adds to the overall sensory experience. You're not just talking to her, you're crafting an atmosphere that awakens her mind and senses, linking you to pleasure itself. Most men overlook these subtleties, but you understand that seduction is a complete experience in which every sense opens a door to desire. Awaken them all, and you create something unforgettable.
These ideas are not tricks. They are principles based on the psychology and neuroscience of desire. You are not manipulating. You are creating a real connection by making her feel seen, heard, and alive in your presence. Practice them. Slow down your pace, control your gaze, create mystery, pay attention to sensory details. Notice how they react differently, how they approach you without you seeking it. True seduction happens first in the mind. When you master the mental, the physical comes naturally. I want you to subscribe to this channel. Unlike other channels that ask you to subscribe, I really want you to. Aside from the fact that it benefits me to take this to the next level, what will really go to the next level are your relationships if you subscribe and truly apply the advice. Take care of yourself, and if you want to continue learning, watch this video here.